Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's TPM5 here, back again with another NBA video. In today's video I'm going to be talking about the Chicago Bulls and previewing the offseason, going through some possible trades, some draft prospects, and also what the future looks like for them with their salary cap situation. Without further ado, let's get started. So this season the Chicago Bulls opened up their first 3 games with 3 losses and actually never had a winning record this season. They fell to a season low 26-39 after a loss against the Philadelphia 76ers, but then rallied to make it a 31-41 record on the year. At the trade deadline, the Chicago Bulls made a move for All-Star center Nikola Vucevic, giving away 2 protected draft picks in the future, along with Wendell Carter Jr. and also Otto Porter Jr. as well. The Chicago Bulls took a big risk there, and one of those draft picks in that trade, pick 4 this year, has been conveyed over to Orlando, so Orlando will be picking with that draft pick this year. So it's a bit of a blow for the Chicago Bulls. They were looking for a point guard, but it's not the end of the world. We'll touch more on that later when I look at the salary cap table soon. But just before I do, guys, please subscribe to my channel. I make NBA content 2 or 3 times a week, and I'd heavily appreciate it if you subscribed. And while you're down there, if you could hit the like button, it would help me out a lot. In a second, I'm going to put the salary cap table up, so feel free to pause the video, but here it is. Nikola Vucevic is with the team until 2023 on a $72 million guaranteed deal. Zach Lavine has an expiring deal at the end of next season for $19.5 million, along with Thaddeus Young and Thomas Satoransky, who both come off the books at that time. Farouq Aminu will have a player option to, this offseason, and he can choose if he wants to opt into his $10.1 million deal. And you have the likes of Patrick Williams and Kobe White, who are young players that can be extended until the future, like deep into the future. But the key thing here is Zach Lavine. Zach Lavine obviously has been a great player for them ever since he came across in the Jimmy Butler trade. He averaged 27 points, 5 rebounds and 5 assists, and has been a great pickup for them in what was a rather lopsided trade at the time, but it worked out well in their favor. But I guess I have to raise the worst case scenario for Chicago, because I think that there still is a slight chance this can happen, and it will be very very dramatic. Nikola Vucevic was obviously traded to Chicago, and as a result 2 picks were traded, so it was a top 4 protected pick in 2021, and it was also 2023. That top 4 pick has already been sent to Orlando after the lottery, and then there's a pick in 2023, and I guess the big concern is that Zach Lavine leaves in free agency, then they're left with Vucevic, who could put up good stats himself, but never really led to much winning in Orlando. Granted, it's a pretty dysfunctional franchise. But with that being said, personally, I think that Zach Lavine will stay. He's come out in the media according to Forbes, and he said that, quote, he believes the contract situation will play out in the right way, end quote. So I think that he's pretty comfortable with Chicago and what they've been able to do for him. But the Bulls shouldn't get complacent, and they should still aim to improve their team and fill in some gaps. Now, as some Bulls fans may know, and I want you guys to comment if you're a Bulls fan, or even if you're not, just comment what you guys think on Kobe White, because this season he had another pretty good year with 15 points and 5 assists per game. I think that his scoring ability does suit a kind of 6-man role, but with that being said, I think that a good fit for the Chicago Bulls would be making a trade for Malcolm Brogdon. The Indiana Pacers have already made it clear that they're not exactly keen on Brogdon because they've offered him in a Ben Simmons trade. So already that kind of, if it's true, it kind of breaks the morale between those 2 teams. Obviously it is the NBA and things happen a lot, but still. The former Rookie of the Year averaged 21 points, 5 rebounds and 6 assists per game this year for the Pacers, and is a solid 2-way player. I'm not entirely sure what it would take, but it would probably take a combination of contracts, whether that be Satoransky's expiring and also Thaddeus Young's expiring. That what remains to be seen. But if I'm to name a target for them at the point guard spot, he is one that I think would fit well, and it could help them go from obviously I think it was 11th seed, and they could probably make a playoff push, given that you have the play-in tourney now, so it becomes easier. And just going to touch on to some draft news, or some guys that they might be looking at. Obviously, they don't have the 4th pick in the draft, as it was sent to Orlando. So probably the 3rd time I've mentioned in this video. But they will be picking at the pick 38. They'll be picking there first in the draft. And there are a few players that could slip down there. And as we've seen in the past with Nikola Jokic and even other guys, you can get some useful NBA rotation pieces in the 2nd round. So there's guys like Isaiah Todd who averaged 12 points and 5 rebounds in just 24 minutes in the G League, and also a point guard by the name of Joel Ayayi who averaged 12 points and 7 rebounds, meanwhile shooting 58% from the field. But regardless, in the second round it tends to be a bit of a crapshoot, and some players don't even play, and some players don't even sign the contract. Some become, very useful players in the NBA, and now we'll just have to wait and see what the Bulls can do with their first pick in this year's draft. But that brings me to the end of the video, guys. Please don't forget to like and most importantly subscribe, comment with your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.